action with these Brickmen. Our next game, looking forward to this one. We're going to be in Hamilton, Brian Timmins Stadium, to see the Vancouver 86ers as they wind up a Eastern road trip playing the Steelers, who right now, you know something, we talk about Edmonton winless, so are the Hamilton Steelers, who made it to the final last year.
Incredible with their talent, and there have been no substitutes at halftime, so the teams kick off with the same lineups that started the game.
Edmonton has made one substitution, of course, that was in the first half, Graham. Junior Zenari replacing Roman Engelhardt. In the CSL, you're allowed 3 substitutions. Throw in for Gagnon to Hooper. Played into the middle for Kane.
Go on that side.
Pick him up!
Hooper has the Supra look to play ball control early here in the second half.
Hey, that's a foul, ref. Up on! Wait!
Head coach Andy Anaranto. Game 3 of a 4-game road trip. They lost in North York, a 1-1 tie in Hamilton. Here they lead 1-0 before they wind it up Sunday in Winnipeg. Mike Mosher on the far side. Plays it back into the shadows for his keeper, Wayne Gordy. Gagnon heads it up for Hooper. Zenari moves up from the back, and then Gagnon brings down Jadir. And Jadir is still down. The former Brazilian international.
No doubt about the foul as Gagnon wraps both legs round Jadir, and coming in from the back, Mario Perino right there.
Kern plays it up for Rada, headed down by Young. And now Needham, 14, White tries to break away. He does for Calixte, and just a little too far. It was a 2-on-1 break for Montreal if they got that pass. And the Supra, Graham, will be playing into now what has turned out to be a very stiff wind. Jorge Rodriguez.
It gives you an idea of the wind. It's blowing definitely in favor of the Edmonton Brickmen, but that's not always an advantage because the ball tends to run away from the forwards. It's a little easier at times to play against the wind, funnily enough.
Jadir tries to chip it over the defender, headed away by Kane. Rada. Carlos Marquez with Diot watching him. Marquez works outside the box into the middle. Rodriguez, and he puts it by the near post. Daniel Courtois, maybe that's an indication, keeps the ball a little lower on this goal kick. Daniel, near side. Greg Kerr gets by Hooper. Nice ball for Jadir, Torreira, to Rodriguez. Marquez is in the middle. And then he waits for some help as Mosher moves up. Mosher cuts it across. And that ball, as he looked for Reed, the wind literally blew it to Courtois.
Yeah, I think Mike Mosher blew it as well, because it really wasn't a very good cross, and he wrapped his hand in his thigh as soon as he'd hit it, because he knew it was far too close to Daniel Courtois.
Near side, kept in nicely by Gagnon for Hooper. Zanari Watching, Gagnon gives him a little bit of a bounce. Jadir. Rodriguez, and back again. Jadir. Foreda goes down. Play on, says Mr. Perino. Diot for the Supra to Hooper. Hooper, nice job of shielding the ball, but now has to work it out and lays a little give and go, and they mess it up. Here's a chance. And offside, as a player from the Brickmen was left just behind the defenders. It sure didn't look like it, but there must have been, because it was a linesman on the far side. Lyndon Hooper scored in the 12th minute. That's the only goal so far. 1-0 Montreal leading Edmonton. Kern heads it forward. This is Reda. Zanari is on his left. They go right. Now they come to Zanari. Head for Rodriguez, for Marquez, and Tommy Kane is there to break it up. Ahead for Needham, and back to Kane. I sure like the way this Kane plays, Graham.
Good player, he's always available. He's a good athlete, he's fit, and he gets up and down that field so well. On the ball now, Kane.
Kane chips it forward, Kern is back. DeSantis makes the run, and Kern calmly takes it. Looks upfield into the sunlight. Jadir. For Reda. For Rodriguez. Into the middle for Marquez. Reed is just in front of him. Goes forward. Rodriguez. Oh, and the save by Courtois.
A beautiful ball through to Rodriguez. He has the confidence to hit it. He hits it very well, but hits it straight at Daniel Courtois, who covers it and holds on to it. But a good move by the Edmonton Brickmen, and they seem to be gaining in confidence as they push forward in the second half.
Ball into touch. And a substitution coming out of the game is Tasso Koutsoukas, and going in number 10 is Marc Mounico. French citizen, lives in Montreal, played in the Quebec League a couple of years, an all-star, scored in the game we did last Sunday in North York in that 3-1 loss. And there is Tasso Koutsoukas, joined the team this year from the MISL Kansas City Comets. So both teams now have made one substitution. Headed away. And here come the Supra, Calixte. Couldn't get it to Hooper. There's the substitution, the 24-year-old midfielder. An all-star in the Quebec National League in 86 and 87, and now has a chance to play professional soccer here in Canada with the Supra.
Very good at getting into scoring positions. As you saw at the start of our program, the goal he scored against the North York Rockets on a rebound from the goalkeeper.
And he was a substitution in that game as well.
Funnily enough, the other two substitutes that Andy Honorato made in that game against the North York Rockets were Grant Needham and Nick DeSantis, and they both played so well that he started them today. And against Hamilton, they played very well.
Greg Kern plays it forward. Thomas Setti cuts off the pass for DeSantis. Now the field here at Clark almost totally in shadow. Only the top half, the eastern side, still in sunlight. Gregory Young heads it down, gets it by Calixte. Gagnon for Hooper. Battles with Zanari, and Zanari gets it crossed in now, and just a little skipping ball handled by Wayne Gordy from Calixte.
Wayne Gordy's done that virtually every time. He waits for his forwards to go up. The white shirts go back and cover, then he rolls it out to Greg Kern, who proceeds to either use it or hit a long ball down the middle.
Nick DeSantis brings down Rada on the foul.
Timing's a little bit off here as Nick DeSantis tries to reach for the ball. As soon as you come in from behind, referee will blow his whistle, and referee Mario Perino right there to make the decision.
Cut into the middle, the Brickmen with a chance, and up goes Reed. And now they're looking for the corner, but it went off the Brickman head, and it'll be keeper's ball. So it's still 1-0. The Brickmen need to get a goal to get back into it. It's a CSL OV telecast.
Scene 1, take 1, roll camera, action.
G'day. In about 30 seconds, I'm going to be tasting this. Foster's, the Golden Throat Charmer. Try it next time you're having a beer. Of course, you can't actually drink in commercials. That's fair enough. This is one taste that's worth waiting for. How long to go, mate?
5 seconds.
4, 3, 2, fade to black. Foster's, the Golden Throat Charmer.
Welcome back to Clark Stadium, a Canada Day special edition of CSL Sunday. Montreal with the 1-0 lead over Edmonton.
And Montreal, in the third game of a 4-game road trip, may well just feel the pace in the second half, and Edmonton Brickmen starting to come more into the game. I have a feeling that if the Edmonton Brickmen were to get 1 goal, they could well get 2.
Well, they've had a tough, it's a tough road trip when you think about it. They played Wednesday night in Hamilton, fly to Edmonton Thursday, play here in Edmonton tomorrow. Saturday they'll fly again, and then they'll wind up on Monday in Winnipeg. So it's play, travel, and play.
I wish I was young enough to join them. Play, travel sounds great.
And you may be able to hear now the wind whipping through Clark Stadium as it has really picked up. Cleared into the middle. Good ball for Calixte. Near side. Isaac watching him. Gordy saying, Keith, just follow him, just follow him. Zanari now has a look. Rob Reed. Rada plays it forward for Rodriguez. Doesn't get there. Now it's Ritzi with the run on the far side in the sunlight. Munakot overlaps, crosses it into the middle. Isaac plays it forward, and Gagnon now to get it and throw it in for the Supra. Calixte. Isaac all over him. Jadir, Foreda, and Hooper watching him. Rodriguez for Kerr. Long ball into the sunshine for Rada. Tomasetti is there first. And the Supra work it out of trouble so well. Munakot. DeSantis. Diot. DeSantis, midfield for the Supra. Hooper makes space. Munakot moves up. Now it's Kane. DeSantis. Kane. Chips it through, looking for Calixte. Munakot. He came off the bench and got one in North York, and he does the same here in Edmonton.
And what an ending to a superb move. They brought it all the way from their own penalty box with controlled passing. The ball comes down after a headed clearance. Not a very good headed clearance. It goes straight to Monicot, volleys it. It bounces in front of Wayne Gordy, and it's 2-0 after 14 minutes of the second half. But what a beautiful play, and look at that, right into the corner. The Supra had kept control with about 20 passes, brought it all the way from a deep position, started off by Lino Tomasetti, the sweeper. Kept it all the way, and it finished up in the Brickmen's net. What a brilliant piece of play in any league.
Mark Monicot with the second Montreal goal in the 60th minute gives the Supra a 2-0 lead. Jadir for Rodriguez. And now the Brickmen have to open it up as they try to get Zanari through, and they can. Reda. And the ball just won't run for Reda. And it's into touch, throw in for the Montreal Supra.
And Andy Honorato is not looking too pleased, but he must be delighted right now to get that second goal just when the Brickmen seem to be coming back into the game.
Calixte and Monicot get crossed up. Gagnon helps out for DeSantis to Diot, and boy, do they move it nicely.
They move up and they support, and they give the ball carrier options because 2 or 3 players are running off the ball to make space.
Rizzi for DeSantis, plays it through, and out comes Gordy.
Push up, and may well be time to push up because 2-0 down, you have to get one to at least make an effort of getting back into this game. But that's not going to be easy with 5 at the back. Then Coach Andy Honorato could say, okay, we got 2 now, let's not go forward so much, just make sure we pick people up and keep goal side of them.
Tommy Kane for Needham. Keith Izett has it taken away by Lyndon Hooper, who has had a strong game. Kane forward for the speedy first-round draft choice, a little too far for Needham.
And speaking of Lyndon Hooper having a strong game, we will be picking the OV player of the game, so hope you'll join in with us. There's been some very, very good performances this evening.
Reda for Kern. Long ball finally gets through to Mosher. Reed is in the middle, so's Marquez. Zanari, Rodriguez have moved up, but they couldn't get it to any of them. And now it's Calixte turning the other way. Needham. Played forward for Calixte here on the near side. Kern. This is Junior Zanari. Into the middle for Reed. Little push from Diot. And then he's brought down by DeSantis. Mr. Perino says play on. Jadia. Carlos Marquez. Reda. Plays it in a little. Almost they wanted to dummy the ball through to Marquez, but Mosher couldn't get his foot on it.
I think he wanted to make a little back heel flip to Jorge Rodriguez, who was breaking on the right, but failed to make contact, and of course it went right through to Daniel Courtois.
Hold them!
Hooper. Big difference in the way these teams are playing right now. Quite obviously the lead helps, but You watch the way Pierce Kane plays it forward. Chance Needham!
Once again, a brilliant build-up. An absolutely brilliant build-up. They kept control. They kept possession. This is just a beautiful pass. You can see Needham making the run. A beautifully stroked pass. Takes it first time. What a goal. What a build-up. Look at it. Perfect pass. One touch. The youngster tucks it inside the far post past Wayne Gordy. Exactly like Marco van Basten's goal that beat West Germany in the semi-final of the European. One touch. That's all you get. Carbon copy.
And 3-0 Montreal leads Edmonton. That goal by Needham comes in the 65th minute.
Get up.
And Courtois comes up with the save on Reda. Len Vickery said a win today was a must, or the playoffs may be out of reach. He's going to get some help. He got some help with Calgary's win over Winnipeg. That keeps, of course, Winnipeg within 7 points. Reed gets by into the middle. Rodriguez, and there, brought down. Penalty.
That's a good call. Rodriguez was right there to control it, had his legs pulled right from under him. And good covering by DeSantis, but his timing was off and he gave away the foul. Well, on the replay, it doesn't look quite so good, but whatever we think about it, Mario Perino has given the penalty kick. Definitely hooked him, but it was a case of 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, I think, as both players are still down injured.
The trainer, Kip Petch, out to have a look at Jorge Rodriguez and his left ankle. While trainer David Paris is out for treatment on Nick DeSantis.
Well, we get another look at it. The ball is played in. You have to take your eye on Rodriguez, who looks as if he's going to control the ball and gets his left foot hooked away by Nick DeSantis. And whether it's a penalty or not, on the replay, Mario Perino has given it, and I think that the Edmonton Brickmen need a little break. They've got it here now. They have to do is to convert it, and it's Carlos Marquez to take it against Daniel Courtois.
Courtois puts his heels on the goal line. Marquez.
No danger. The little fellow knocks it right into the back of the net. And the crowd love it. And for once, Edmonton Brickmen get a little break, and Carlos Marquez takes advantage of it. 3-1, they've still got a long way to go back. Let's take another look at that penalty. He's made his mind up where he's going to hit it. He doesn't change it, he just drives it solidly. Courtois guesses wrong, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway. He wouldn't have saved that. Strong penalty kick right into the corner. Now it's 3-1. And as I said, in this game, you need a little break. And when you get it, you've got to take advantage of it. Marquez did.
And that goal by Marquez, Graham, in the 68th minute. Carlos Marquez in his second season, 4 goals a year ago. The Chilean international, now Canadian citizen.
And on the replay, it goes in once again. And I think
Marquez again, but Courtois is there.
And he tries to knock Courtois into the back of the net with the ball. He says, okay, ref, sorry. Mario Perino says, calm it down, free kick. And I think it underlines the weakness of this Edmonton team when that is only the 3rd goal they've scored this season, and we're now in the second half with about 20 minutes to go of the 9th game. You can't win games if you only score 3 goals in 9 games. It doesn't take a mathematical expert to determine that.
Junior Zanardi. Battle near side. Jadir gets away. Hooper comes back to help out.
And right below us, number 15, Cameron Walker is warming up for the Montreal Supra. May make an entry into the game pretty shortly.
Khalid Stay. Near side, crosses it off the behind of Greg Kern. Kane. Khalid Stay. Can't get it through. Reda. Hooper wins the ball. Hooper for Kane. Needham is in the middle. Gordy goes up, punches it away. Chance for Ritzy as he bangs it off Wayne Gordy, who happened to be out and in the right spot.
Not only did he get to the high ball, just watch Kane float it in. It's a difficult ball for the goalkeeper. He parries it. Then this is the Schwent, gets out and blocks it. Good goalkeeper.
Here come the Brickmen looking for their second. Brought down on a nice tackle by Ritzy.
Oh, what a ball. Almost a perfect ball.
And boomed right back down the field by Gordy. They're going end to end here at Clark. A lot of credit to the fans here in Edmonton who have supported the Brickmen very well. They're noisy, they're enthusiastic, and they're liking what they're seeing so far. They don't like the score, but boy, that one goal has really brought them up, and they're alive now.
Well, they got something to cheer about, and it's amazing what a goal can do, because now all of the red shirts want the ball. They've all found that extra strength, that extra running. But this is a good Montreal side.
Plays it through for Calix de Graham, and Gordy was there. Gordy's played a strong game despite the 3 goals. Calixte, far side, too far. We talk about the crowd. Look at this for a team that hasn't won a game this season. 3,251 here at Clark Stadium. Substitution.
Number 15, Cameron Walker.
And Calixte is coming out of the game and heading right to the locker room of the Montreal Supra. Cameron Walker picked up in the expansion draft, played last year with the Toronto Blizzard, the 23-year-old forward.
And he'll give 100% no matter where you play. And Cameron Walker can play at the back, he can play up front, he can play midfield. 100% honest soccer player.
Needham into the middle. Has it broken up by Young. Reda now turns to get away from DeSantis. And DeSantis gives him a little bit of a grab. Played last year for the Toronto Blizzard. Wasn't used the way he thought he should be. And figures now he's getting the proper playing time with the Supra. Marquez, cut down by DeSantis.
Well, that wasn't a vicious foul. The timing was off a little bit by Nick DeSantis. He'd been beaten. He was a little late in getting his tackle in, and it looked a lot worse than it was.
Rodriguez puts the ball down. Marquez is up. Everybody is up. Now it's in there and just a little too far. And Courtois goes to his knees and now starts directing traffic. Headed forward by Isaac. Municot for DeSantis. Needham makes a run up the middle. They go to the left side. Cameron Walker is in the middle, just inside the box, along with Municot. Hooper is in the middle. That's where the ball goes, and it's headed away. Gagnon. Walker. Hooper in the middle. Has it taken away. Junior Zanari. Gagnon gives him a little kick. Free kick now for the Brickmen.
Gagnon doesn't give anybody a little kick. When he kicks them big. He goes in very, very strongly for the tackle. He's not a big man. He's rather a skinny fullback, but he doesn't half-rat them when he goes in. Number 2, Andre Gagnon. Good player.
About 15 minutes to go now in this game here at Clark. 3-1 Montreal leading Edmonton. Up and down the field, very few stoppages of play except for that penalty shot.
It's been a wide open game, and that's not a criticism against the defenses. It's just the way these teams have played. They've both tried to come forward and score goals, and they've pushed it around, I think, really well at times, especially this Montreal Supra side. Once they get into a string of passes, they can link 25, 30 together brilliantly. In any standard of soccer, the way they've controlled the ball this evening at spells would stand up.
Courtois. Rob Reed looks for Mosher, but he doesn't get there. DeSantis plays it back for Diop. DeSantis for Needham. Across. Here comes Munikot. And just off the keeper, and Gordy now goes down as he may have taken a boot or the ball just in the nose.
What a good run by Grant Needham. He gets over a first-time cross, and once again it's up to Wayne Gordy to come out and block the shot. Lots of courage, the goalkeeper, and good decision by the referee. Yes, it was a goal kick. And Gordy's certainly been in the wars this evening, but he's had a very, very strong game. The fact that it's 3-1 for Montreal is no reflection on the goalkeeper, I can assure you.
And you can tell he's taking it. Anyone who's been hit in the nose, that's the first thing, your eyes start to water, and you can see the tears down his cheeks.
Hey, wait. Wait, I got it. No, you don't.
He says, my eyes keep watering. We know what it feels like, Wayne.
A substitution for the Supra. Grant Needham has played a super game, and going into the game, playing in his first game of the season, Nick Albanus has seen action with the Blizzard and the Manique of the North American Soccer League. Played even in Greece for Panathinaikos, but has been battling injury all of this season, and now in his first bit of action in 1988. Nick Albanus. Played forward, cut off by Kane to Hooper. So the Montreal Supra, Graham, have made their 3 allowable substitutions.
I spoke to Nick Albanus just before the game, and I said, are you going to play this season, or are you just going to sit on the bench? And he's been dying to get in. He's had a troublesome injury, but he said, I'm going to get in today. I said, well, give me something to speak about when you get on there, Nick.
Watch him, watch him!
Cameron Walker, Albanus is in the middle. Munikot has moved up as well. Interestingly enough, all 3 substitutions for Montreal have been their starting forwards. Walker, Munikot, and Nick Albanus. Junior Zanari with the run. Zanari has it go off Gagnon, and then the youngster has it taken away by the veteran, Lyndon Hooper. Ritzy. Good ball for Diot, who makes the run up from the back. Diot now. Mosher watching him for Ritzy. Albanus moves into the box. Munikot is there, and it goes off the defender over the end line. It'll be corner kick for the Montreal Supra. They lead 3-1.
Marco Rizzi, number 8, has made some brilliant runs from the back. And the strength of this Montreal Supra side this evening has been how the defenders have filled in from the back and supported the midfielders and forwards.
Cut into the middle, headed away by Rob Reed. Gregory Young plays it forward and into touch. It'll be throw in for the Supra.
Interesting to hear you describe Lyndon Hooper as the veteran when he's only 22, but he's been playing for a long time. And the game he's had this evening, he looks like a veteran. He's so cool. He's worked so hard, and it looks as if the Edmonton Brickmen are going to make another substitute.
Another substitution, this time for Edmonton, coming out of the game, Vince Reda, and going in, Mario Cicola, the 23-year-old midfielder, now in his second season with the Brickmen, has been an Alberta under 16 and under 18 member and an all-star in this province for many years. Mario Cicola replaces Vince Reda.
And Cicola was a starter in the last game we did with Edmonton, 1-0 loss to the Winnipeg Fury.
Marquez, Cicola gets it across and it's headed away. Gagnon loses it. Cicola eyes it into the middle. Reed is open if he can control it. Marquez off the bar. And when it doesn't bounce, it doesn't bounce. DeSantis. Munikot for Dion.
Well, there's no justice. Young Rob Reed lays it off beautifully to Carlos Marquez. He hits it beautifully, and it wraps off the crossbar. From another angle, Marquez thinks he's got another goal. Crossbar says, sorry, Carlos, not today.
Good run, far side. Mosher moves up. Marquez is in the middle.
Well, if the Montreal Supra won the first half, I think despite the score, the Edmonton Brickmen have shown a lot of character in the second half by taking the game to the Montreal Supra. And the crowd's certainly getting into it now.
And the crowd of more than 3,000 liking every minute of it. They're down on the board, but they're seeing all kinds of action.
And you know, when you look at a game like this, you sometimes say to yourself, now why didn't the Brickmen start off the game pushing forward like this? And there never seems to be an answer to it.
Ball just into touch. Mario Cicola entering the game with just under 8 minutes to go. 3-1, Montreal leading. Cooper with a nice move to get away. Gagnon, and boy, are the Brickmen now applying some pressure, and Reed even challenges Courtois. Edmonton has made 2 substitutions. They can make one more. Gordy saying, move up, everybody, here it comes. Marquez can't control it. Played out nicely by Dion. Hooper. Looking for Nick Albanus and headed into touch by Isaac. And the Brickman bench obviously disappointed. They're down 3-1.
But I think Len Vickery must be pleased with the way his team has played in the second half. Any team who can come back after losing the goals they did and show what they've shown us in the last 20 minutes, there's got to be some hope for them.
Greg Kern overran the ball. Albanis plays it back for Hooper. Municot making space in the middle, has it taken away by Young. Zanari.
And with about 5 minutes to go in the second half, I just remind you that we'll be picking the OV player of the game. We hope you'll join in with us, see if you pick the same one as us.
Courtois, you can hear him bellow, my ball, and he had it all the way.
No contest. Once the goalkeeper had made his mind up and he comes like that, good goalkeeping, Daniel. And now for the first time in the game, you can see that the Montreal Supra pulled the white shirts back across the halfway line. They're not challenging so much up front. They want to make sure that they don't give away a silly goal with about 4 minutes to go.
Grant Needham was the only player forward. Cameron Walker, pardon me, there he is, the only player forward. Needham has been substituted for.
And the biggest cheer of the evening. There's a potential goalkeeper for you folks. Get his name and get him on a contract. Great save, son. Just watch this. No problem at all. It's easy. Great goalkeeper. Where to go? Beautiful.
See the smile on his face? Kane plays it back for Courtois. DeSantis for Walker and back. Looking for Marquez, but Tomasetti is there. Cameron Walker. Municot. Municot. Nice run by the Frenchman. Municot.
Good run by Mark Municot, but at the finish, Nick Albanis had made a nice run at the right of him, and a little touch to the side may well have brought better dividends than the shot.
Albanis was up with him, but he decided to do it himself. Wayne Gordy runs the ball back into play. Dying moments of this game at Clark Stadium. Montreal leading Edmonton 3-1. Gagnon.
Hey, you can't win fucking Jersey. Hey, take up.
Ritzy. And while Gordy was running the ball back for Edmonton, Ritzy is taking his sweet time over on the far side for Montreal.
Time.
Kern forward, has Marquez. Kane chasing him. Marquez. Kane right in his face, and then he brings him down.
Well, this is the time for everybody to come forward. If this was hockey, they'd bring Wayne Gordy up too, I think. But there's no tomorrow now. You might as well bring up every red shirt.
What's the shot? Hey, get the back!
Jadir. Sicolo. Jadir!
Oh, beautiful goal. You won't see them any better than that. You can watch the Bundesliga or the Scottish First Division or the Italian League. You won't see them better than that. And Daniel Courtois cannot believe it. Jadir takes the shot. Somebody ducks under it, and it curves right into the corner. What a way to end the game. Watch this, folks. Defender chickens out as he bends under it, and it goes right into the corner. Courtois says, don't worry, we've got it covered. Oops, no, we don't. What a great goal. Jadir is checking the time. There's no time left, Jadir, but what a fabulous way to finish this game, and I think that the Edmonton Brickmen really deserve that goal. But I'd like to know, and I'm sure that Andy Honorata would like to know, which one of his defenders decided to chicken out in heading that ball. And Len Vickery must be pleased with the way his team has played in the second half. Just carry it forward, and this season could still be salvaged.
Little injury time, though, is going to be added on as we are into the last minute on our stopwatch. Nick Albanus can't get through. Brought down by Isaac. Mario Perino has called a good game.
He has called a good game. He's saying to the Edmonton Brickmen defenders, I got to call that. I cannot let a foul like that go without calling it. And let's see if Andre Gagnon can bend one in like Jadir did.
Gagnon goes into the middle and just over the head of Nick DeSantis. Wayne Gordy quickly upfield. Healed forward by Reed to Mosher, and Ritzy is there. Ritzy looked if he could put it back to Courtois, but there were red shirts between him and his goaltender. Desperation now, and look at this. Everybody moving back. They play it upfield. Reed gets a head on it.
Keith Isaac just failed to get behind it. He climbed well. And Andy Honorato saying, slow it down, calm it down, take your time. We're leading 3-2. Don't do anything silly. Just pick people up and keep you cool.
Sicolo puts it down and into touch.
And we're about 2-3 minutes into injury time now. Referee Mario Perino adding time on for all the substitutes, obviously.
Sicolo, Shadir, Gagnon plays it up. And there's the game, and it goes into the books. A 3-2 win for Montreal, but a thriller.
What an exciting game. 3-2. The coaches breathing a sigh of relief that this one's over, but a credit to the 22 players, credit to the 26 players who played in this game. An excellent advertisement for the Canadian Soccer League.
And unfortunately, the Edmonton Brickmen still looking for their first win of this CSL season. 3-2 final, an OB telecast.
He sure is. He looks like he's blowing up the travel.